Hi all, Brad right here from singlemalt.com.au, and this month we're featuring a whiskey from a country that I would probably guess most of our members don't associate with single malt whiskey. In fact, a country that's probably the furthest thing from people's minds when they think of single malt whiskey. Taiwan. We're featuring this month the Kavalan Distillery Select Edition from the Taiwanese distillery Kavalan. It's been around for a while. It's been around about the same time as our Single Malt Whiskey Club has, since 2005. In fact, in 2002, up until 2002, it was all alcohol in Taiwan was produced by the government. In 2002, a few things changed. Taiwan joined the World Trade Organization, and when that happened, the founder and head honcho of King Car conglomerate decided that a huge Taiwanese manufacturing and industrial complex, I guess you would call it, decided that they were going to make whiskey as well. So they said in 2005 they built the distillery. 2006 in March, their first new make spirit was released, and 2 and a bit years later, in December 2008, their first single malt whiskey came on the scene. Now, if you haven't heard of this whiskey, a lot of whiskey nerds are singing its praises. They have since then they've just gone on to win award after award after award, including Best Single Malt, Best Single Cask Single Malt, Distiller of the Year, and Distillery of the Year. So they've definitely not been sort of a small concern. These guys have decided to make whiskey, and they've decided to make it in a really big way. And like I said, a lot of their single cask and sort of more exclusive expressions are very, very expensive. So what we thought we'd do to introduce our members to this distillery, we knew there'd probably be a little bit of skepticism. So look, we started off at their entry-level whiskey, their Distillery Select, which is a lovely, lovely whiskey. So why don't we have a taste and see what we think? Edition. Here it is, and it's in a beautiful old Art Deco sort of style bottle. I really like it. I'm not a massive sort of packaging person, but that is a lovely bottle, and obviously a lot different to most bottles we see. So pop. Now, this is a no-age statement whiskey, and they don't give any hints as to what it has been aged in, what sort of wood. But on looking at it, it's got a decidedly dark, sort of dark amber colour. Definitely suggests there is some sherry influence. But then the whiskey, I've tasted this, the whiskey also has enough vanilla in it also to really hint to spend some time in American oak as well. So I guess what they're trying to do is move us past looking at what wood and just look at the whiskey itself. What else can I say about this whiskey? It's become the darling of the cocktail mixologists. A lot of them are using this because it is a fairly light whiskey. It's only 40% ABV, and it's also a very fruity, got a lot of fruity sort of characteristics and floral characteristics that go well, I guess, in the cocktails. Now, I'm no expert on cocktails, but I do agree. It's a very light, fruity whiskey. So let's have a taste. So there's your colour. On the nose, it's it's lovely. There is the vanilla there, but there's also there's lots of fruits. There's pawpaw, guava, it's like banana, and also and the floral tones. Like I get, this jasmine really pops out at me, and is it camellia flowers? Jasmine and camellia for some reason pop out. Wow. Oh wow, and it gives a punch that belies its 40% ABV. It's a very instant, creamy mouth coating, light, but still coats the mouth, and you get a instant spice sensation all across the tongue and the roof of your mouth, everywhere, your cheeks. It's vanilla wrapped in chocolate. It's treacle. Toffee, I suppose. And what else is that? Maybe ginger. Ginger, I think. There's even ginger overtones there. And the finish is quite quite long. It sort of goes on. There's more of that vanilla. There's some allspice there, fruit mints even, and then sort of as it sort of fades, wafts of fresh cut hardwood or fresh cut wood. Yeah, like at a sawmill, but just in sort of small waves. Wow. This is great. This is a great whiskey. It's very light. It's not strong. It's not challenging. It would go lovely, drop down a couple of degrees on a very hot summer day, and by that I mean like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes most in the fridge. We don't want condensation on the bottle when you take it out, but just enough to knock a couple of degrees off it. And I think this will be a cracking whiskey for those 30 plus degree summer day barbecues we sort of tend to start having this time of year. But this is a fantastic whiskey. $100. You got to try it. We're not going to know unless you try it. So, yeah, I'd love to know what you think. I think it's great. Bloody nice. Until next month, Slanjavar.